So, a good way to start is by watching the Introduction to Hosea video. It gives an overview of the book, it helps us to understand the historical context, and most importantly, it shows how it connects to God's kingdom.
That's a great study tip.
Hey, thanks.
The video mentioned that Hosea's career as a prophet continued for about 60 years during a time of great political turmoil in Israel. That wouldn't have been an easy assignment on its own, but we can start to dig deeper by asking some questions.
Asking questions is such a fundamental step in digging for treasures. So, for example, how did Jehovah choose to start Hosea's prophetic career? Hosea 1:2 says, "Go, marry a woman of prostitution, and have children of prostitution."
Yeah, can you imagine? The first thing that Jehovah tells you as a prophet is that he wants you to marry a woman who's going to be unfaithful to you. I wonder how he felt. What was his initial response?
What went through his mind, knowing that marital infidelity awaited him? Many who have gone through that circumstance say that it's an excruciating and devastating experience.
But that's not all. That verse also mentions have children of prostitution. So there were children involved. Hosea and Gomer had a son together, but later Gomer had 2 other children, likely out of wedlock. I wonder what that was like for Hosea.
Right? And if they weren't his, when did he find out? How did he feel taking care of these children? There's so many questions we can ask to make the account real.
Now, I've been asked this before, and I'm sure you have too. Why would Jehovah ask Hosea to put himself in such a painful family situation? It doesn't seem right. How would you respond to that?
Why is such an important question when we're digging for treasures?
Yes, why indeed? Why is also the question I would be asking in relation to the timing of this new segment, Dig for Treasures. It's an all-new segment that they're unveiling in this month's JW Broadcasting episode. And when you watch it in context, it's following hot on the heels of children sharing their visions of paradise, their drawings and paintings, and what they're expecting from paradise. And then immediately afterwards, bear in mind, there will be families watching this. Immediately afterwards, they're talking about prostitution. It's like, hang on a minute, just give the children some time to get out of the room first, or give the parents some time to kind of figure out whether this is age appropriate or not. But the governing body have repeatedly made it clear that they don't care about age appropriate. It makes no difference to them. The Bible is the Bible. And if they find something interesting in the Bible, even if it's dealing with a subject like prostitution, like someone being killed, like someone being tortured, as far as they're concerned, if the parents object, the parents are the ones in the wrong. They know better. Even though they've never had children, the governing body. There is now not a single governing body member since Tony Morris got the boot. There's now not a single governing body member who has any experience with children. And doesn't that show? But I do find it interesting as well how they are very clearly trying to make their propaganda material mimic what people are accustomed to in the world. So increasingly, podcasts are becoming popular, so they've cottoned onto this, and the teaching committee of the governing body has clearly gotten together and thought, we need to have some kind of Jehovah's Witness podcast, but where we get to write the script. So it's not like in a typical podcast where people are speaking authentically, they're speaking extemporaneously and naturally. Instead, we're going to script an exchange where it sounds like they're having a natural, extemporaneous conversation, but we've decided what they're going to say in advance. And when you listen back in that context, and they're saying, hey, great study tip, thanks. When you listen back and you listen to the exchange and the back and forth, and then you realize it's all scripted, it's actually a really good metaphor for just how fake and contrived the religion as a whole is.